Imagine walking alone at night, only to feel a chilling presence behind you. It's a fear that gnaws at your mind, a dread that clings to your heart, a shadow that flickers just beyond the edge of your vision. This is the realm of the shadow stalker, a sinister creature birthed from the darkest corners of folklore and fear. This creature, elusive as smoke and silent as a whisper, has a terrifying ability that sets it apart from the creatures of the night we know. It doesn't just lurk in the shadows, it manipulates them. It can mimic the shadows of its victims, merging with their form, stalking them unnoticed until it chooses to strike. Now let me share with you a chilling tale. It's the encounter of a man who once crossed paths with the shadow stalker. A late-night worker, he was returning home after a long shift. The streets were deserted, the moonlight casting long, eerie shadows on the pavement. As he walked, he felt a growing sense of unease. He noticed his shadow seemed off. It moved when he stood still. It stretched when he was close to the light. His heart pounded in his chest, each thump echoing the ticking seconds in this game of shadow and fear. He quickened his pace, his breath coming in short, ragged gasps, and then he did what we all dread to do. He turned around. In the moonlight, he saw it, his shadow standing alone, stretching out its dark, inky fingers towards him. The climax of this tale is a confrontation with the unknown, a face-off with the embodiment of fear itself. The man, fueled by adrenaline and terror, ran. He ran until his lungs burned and his legs gave out. He survived. The man survived, but he never walks alone at night anymore. The shadow stalker may just be waiting for its next victim. Remember, when you're walking alone at night and your shadow seems to take on a life of its own, you might not be alone. You might just be the next prey of the shadow stalker. How would you react if the walls of your house started whispering your deepest secrets? Picture this. A charming old house with a history as long as its creaking corridors. A family eager to start anew moves in, oblivious to the resident that lurks within the walls. This resident, a sinister creature, is known as the Whisperer. The Whisperer is not your typical housemate. It doesn't pay rent, nor does it help with chores. Instead, it possesses an eerie ability, an ability to whisper secrets only the residents know. It knows your fears, your hopes, your regrets, and it whispers them back to you in the dead of night. Our story follows a family who, in their search for a fresh start, found themselves in the company of the Whisperer. They moved into the old house, charmed by its antiquity and the promise of a quiet life. But quiet was the last thing they got. At first, the whispers were faint, easy to dismiss as the wind or the house settling. But as the days turned into weeks, the whispers grew louder, clearer. They weren't just sounds anymore. They were words, sentences, secrets. Secrets that only the family knew. The whispers knew the father's guilt over a past indiscretion. They knew the mother's regret of a lost opportunity. They knew the children's fear of the dark. The family was terror-stricken, their own home turned into a house of horrors. The walls, once symbols of safety, now echoed with their darkest secrets. The family left the house, hoping to leave the whispers behind, but the whispers followed them, echoing in their minds a chilling reminder of the creature that still resides within the walls of the old house. The family moved out, but they say the whispers continue to haunt them. The Whisperer still waits within the walls of that old house. The question remains, who will it whisper to next? What if you met a person without a face, a blank slate where features should be? It's a chilling thought, isn't it? Our story delves into the eerie tale of a sinister creature known as the Faceless One, a specter that takes the form of a tall, faceless human. Its appearance alone is enough to send shivers down the spine and leave a cold, lingering fear in the hearts of those who have witnessed it. Our tale begins with a woman, let's call her Jane, who happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Jane was making her way home through a deserted alley late one night when she felt an unsettling presence. She couldn't quite put her finger on it, but something felt off, as if she was being watched. Suddenly she came face to face with the Faceless One. To describe it is to describe the incomprehensible, a human figure, tall and imposing, yet devoid of any facial features. No eyes to gaze with, no mouth to speak, no nose to breathe. A blank canvas where a face should be, yet it radiated an aura of malevolence that chilled Jane to her core. The fear was palpable, a physical entity that clung to her like a second skin. Jane's heart pounded in her chest. Her mind a whirl of panic and confusion. She was rooted to the spot, her eyes locked onto the faceless creature before her, her body frozen in sheer terror. But survival instinct is a powerful thing. It pushed Jane to act, to run. She turned on her heels and bolted, never looking back, propelled by pure, undiluted fear. And as she ran, she could hear the eerie silence left behind by the faceless one, a silence that seemed to consume the very air around her. The woman escaped, but she'll never forget the terror of meeting the faceless one. It could be lurking in any dark corner, waiting. And just like Jane, we are left to wonder, where will the faceless one appear next? Imagine feeling watched every time you enter the woods, but never finding the watcher. There's a tale that whispers among the trees, a chilling account of a sinister creature known only as the Watcher. This elusive entity makes the woods its home, observing those who dare to tread upon its domain, never showing itself, yet always present. Our story today revolves around one such unsuspecting hiker. A man who, driven by his love for nature, often found solace in the tranquility of the forest. Little did he know, his latest trek would be anything but peaceful. The hiker, let's call him John, embarked on his journey on a typical sunny afternoon. As he ventured deeper into the woods, a sense of unease began to creep over him. It was as if the rustling leaves whispered warnings and the wind carried an ominous hum. He felt eyes on him, unseen and ever watchful. John tried to shake off the eerie feeling, attributing it to the isolation of the woods, but the sensation of being watched only grew stronger. Each snapping twig, each rustling bush seemed to echo his growing paranoia. His heart pounded in his chest like a wild drum, the silence of the forest amplifying every beat. As dusk fell, the woods transformed into an alien landscape. Shadows danced on the tree trunks, the moonlight casting an eerie glow. It was then that John felt it, a presence, lurking just beyond his line of sight. The realization was bone-chilling. He was not alone. In the heart of the woods, with the darkness as his only companion, John was a spectator in a sinister play. The Watcher had him in its gaze, the roles of the observer and the observed reversed in a twisted game. The hiker never returned to those woods. The Watcher, however, is still there, observing from the shadows. And so, the tale of the Watcher in the woods continues, a chilling reminder of the unseen eyes that may lurk in the wilderness. Remember, the next time you set foot in a forest, you might not be as alone as you think. These tales may chill your spine, but remember, they're just stories. Or are they? Imagine for a moment that you're not merely an observer in these narratives of the eerie and the unknown. Picture the stories we've shared today not as distant tales, but as potential realities lurking in the shadows of your own life. The shadow stalker, the whispers in the wall, the faceless one, the Watcher in the woods. These sinister creatures we've unveiled, they might not be as fictitious as you'd like to believe. Every creak of a floorboard, every rustle of leaves in the wind, every flicker of a shadow. Could they be subtle signs of the unknown entities dwelling in the familiar corners of your reality? It's a spine-tingling thought, isn't it? But remember, fear has a purpose. It keeps us alert, aware of our surroundings, and ready to face whatever lurks in the unseen. Now, it's your turn to share. Have you ever experienced something inexplicably creepy? A chill down your spine with no apparent cause? A whisper in the dark when you're alone? A shadow that seems to watch and follow you? Don't keep these encounters to yourself. Share them with us and let's unravel the mysteries of the unknown together. In the comments below, tell us about your own terrifying encounters. Share your stories and let's delve deeper into the realm of the sinister and the creepy. Let's keep our eyes open and our senses alert to the mysteries that surround us. Let's continue to unveil the unknown together. If you enjoy these chilling encounters, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video, and of course, hit that subscribe button for more terrifying stories. Stay safe, and remember, you're never truly alone.